Welcome. Today's story is about Aisha, who inherits her grandfather's old bookshop and discovers a mysterious book with hidden secrets. As she unravels its mystery, she realizes powerful forces are after it. Will she protect the knowledge or lose it forever? Let's find out in the bookshop. The bookshop. The scent of old paper and ink lingered in the air as Aisha stepped inside timeless pages. Her grandfather's bookshop. The wooden shelves, filled with books of all sizes, stretched from floor to ceiling, their spines whispering forgotten tales. She ran her fingers along the dusty covers, feeling the weight of history beneath her fingertips. Her grandfather, Rahman Sahib, had spent his life tending to this shop, but after his passing, the responsibility had fallen upon her. Aisha wasn't sure if she was ready for it. The bookshop, tucked away in a quiet street of the old town, had once been full of life. Scholars, readers, and curious wanderers would gather, discussing literature over cups of chai. Now, it stood almost empty, save for the occasional customer looking for rare books. Aisha sighed, tying her long hair into a loose bun before setting her bag on the counter. The shop was small but charming wooden beams, an old cash register, and a reading nook by the large window, where she had spent countless afternoons as a child. Just as she was about to close for the evening, her eyes fell on an old wooden trunk beneath the counter. She had never noticed it before. Curious, she knelt and brushed off the dust. The trunk was locked, but a small key sat beside the register as if waiting for her. Her heart pounded as she turned the key. The lid creaked open, revealing a single book wrapped in faded velvet. She lifted it carefully. The leather was cracked with age, the pages yellowed, yet it felt strangely alive in her hands. There was no title, no author's name, but as she opened the first page, the letters seemed to shift and rearrange themselves. And then the words appeared, "Find the truth, and the past will guide you." Aisha's breath hitched. What had she just discovered? The book felt different from any she had ever touched. Its pages contained handwritten text, but as she turned them, the words seemed to move. Some passages were clear, others faded, as if waiting to be uncovered. Aisha had always loved old books, but this one was something else entirely. She carefully placed it on the counter and took a deep breath. If her grandfather had hidden it, there must have been a reason. Determined to uncover its secrets, she sought out Dr. Karim, an old professor who had been one of her grandfather's closest friends. The next morning, she visited his small study, where he spent most of his days buried in research. As she laid the book before him, the professor adjusted his glasses and examined it with great care. His eyes widened with recognition. "This book. I thought it was lost," he murmured, running his fingers over the cover. "Your grandfather was part of a secret society that protected rare and powerful books. This was the most valuable of them all." Aisha's heart pounded. Why? What's so special about it? Dr. Karim flipped through the pages, his expression growing serious. "It's not just a book. It's a key to lost knowledge. Some say it contains forgotten history, others believe it leads to something much greater, a hidden archive of knowledge that was erased from time." Aisha swallowed hard. It was overwhelming, but at the same time, she felt a strange sense of purpose. She had inherited more than just a bookshop. She had inherited a legacy, but she wasn't the only one searching for the book. That evening, as she returned to Timeless Pages, she noticed a shadowy figure watching her from across the street. A man in a dark coat lingered near the lamppost, his eyes fixed on her. A chill ran down her spine. Was it a coincidence, or had someone already discovered that she had the book? The days that followed were filled with research. Aisha spent hours decoding the book's mysterious passages, discovering hidden messages written in different languages. Each clue led her deeper into a mystery that spanned centuries. The more she read, the more she realized that her grandfather had been protecting something far greater than just books. He had been protecting knowledge that some wanted to keep buried. Then, one night, the bookshop was broken into. Aisha woke to the sound of glass shattering. Rushing downstairs, she found the front door open, the shelves disturbed, and the old trunk empty. Panic surged through her. The book was gone, but something caught her eye: a small, folded note left on the counter. With trembling hands, she opened it. "If you want the truth, follow the path your grandfather left behind." Aisha knew she had no choice. With Dr. Karim's help, she retraced her grandfather's steps, uncovering hidden letters and notes he had left behind. Each clue led her closer to a forgotten library, rumored to be hidden in an ancient building on the outskirts of the city. The library, if it truly existed, was said to house books that had been erased from history, books that revealed truth some had tried to keep hidden. As Aisha neared the final location, she realized she was being followed. The mysterious man in the dark coat was always one step behind her. He wasn't alone. Others were searching for the same knowledge, but their intentions were far from noble. Finally, she reached the library. Deep beneath an abandoned mansion, she found a hidden door, just as her grandfather's notes had described. Pushing it open, she stepped inside. Rows upon rows of ancient books lined the stone walls. Dust filled the air, but Aisha barely noticed. She had founded the lost archive, and at the center of it all, resting on an old wooden pedestal, was her book. As she reached for it, the door behind her creaked open. The man in the dark coat stepped inside, followed by two others. "You don't know what you're dealing with," he said. His voice was calm, but his eyes were filled with determination. "That book contains knowledge that should remain hidden." Aisha held her ground. Knowledge should be shared, not buried. A tense silence filled the room. But before the men could take another step, Dr. Karim appeared from the shadows, holding up an old, rusted key. This library was meant to be protected, not destroyed. "And Aisha is its new guardian." The men hesitated. Then, without a word, they turned and left. Aisha exhaled, her hands still shaking. She had found the truth. But more importantly, she had found her purpose. As she stood in the heart of the lost library, she knew that Timeless Pages was more than just a bookshop. It was a gateway to the past, a bridge to forgotten knowledge. And she was ready to protect it. For as long as stories lived, the truth would never be lost again. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories. See you in the next one.